Hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I am your host, John Harris, and today on Rock Metal Podcast, we have ZOE, and they have a new album called Back Into the Light, which was released in September of last year via Burette Music. Right now I'm being joined by Fred and Clément to share some more information about this stellar release, as well as what the boys have got going on. So, Fred, Clément, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for having us here.
Absolutely great to have you guys on. Thanks for writing some killer rock music.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, makes my job just that much easier. Now, I guess just because I had the music video up right when I was connecting the call with you guys and it came blasting out of my speakers, take us through this music video, Voices.
Well, basically, we contacted a boy called Tony, John Sizeman Watts, who did the video. Heard from him by some friends, and we chatted with him about what we could do around this track. And because we didn't have that much time, it was kind of an emergency thing. So we got with him, wrote a couple ideas.
Not just the hasard.
Random.
Random. There are not really a reason to choose these tracks. We love it, so it's a good reason to choose this one. Mm-hmm. It's a song talk about schizophrenia, and we have a place in Calais, our town in France. It's an old slaughterhouse, an abattoir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
an old slaughterhouse, mm-hmm. And we choose the song par rapport in reference to the place.
Okay.
The place was very dirt, anxious, and we thought mm-hmm. the song, the good connection.
Okay.
With the place.
Did it smell really bad?
No, because now it's a theater.
Oh, okay.
It's an old slaughterhouse converted to theater.
Okay. See, all old things can always be reborn again.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right, baby. Okay, so a song about schizophrenia. Is mental illness a topic on the entire album?
Yes. Not on the entire album, but yes, it's a subject is central in this album. Before, I used to write more in AC/DC style. I mean, I talked about life of the band on the road, drinks, booze, girls, and on this one I try to be more serious, so and explore the illness, the madness of soul.
Mm-hmm. Girls are serious, though, Fred.
Yeah.
Girls are serious, and traveling on the road. Okay, so I guess that's an interesting thing. You guys probably haven't been traveling on the road for the last little bit.
Yes, we play in Europe. We never play in Canada or in US, but in Europe, in Germany, Belgium, Spanish, in Algeria, mm-hmm. in North Africa.
Yep.
Switzerland. We a lot of play in Europe.
Okay. I bet Algeria was easy because they speak French, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course. That's why you guys colonized Algeria, so that you could go there. You could go to... Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. All right. Now, because the pandemic happened and you guys weren't able to travel, is that what helped you guys to maybe sit down and write a more serious record?
No, because the album was finished when the pandemic started.
Okay.
So we had to release the album in September 2020, mm-hmm. and but it was finished in February when the pandemic started.
Okay. And then I've got that it was released through, was it Burette Music or Burette Music?
Burette.
Yeah. Did you guys, are they the reason that it was released in September?
No, it's because of the pandemic.
Oh, okay, because pandemic.
So we delayed to October. Non. Est-ce qu'il est sorti l'album?
Septembre.
Non, il est pas sorti en septembre. Si, en septembre.
Ah, si, en septembre. Ouais.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I was waiting for something. You guys were talking about months of the year, and then you turned to me and said absolutely nothing. So, okay. now I've got to remember where I was at. Okay, cool. So, I'm watching the music video. I'm just kind of looking at some of the equipment that you guys are playing with. Some of the guitars look cool. Obviously, the Marshall amps look cool. Is this what we're hearing on the record? The what you're playing with in the music video?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
J'ai compris la question, hein.
Cool. Take us through it. What kind of amps are you guys using? What kind of guitars are you guys using?
Marshall, Gibson. And I always use a Fernandez guitar. But we often use open tuning.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. So an open G, open C.
See, but and I think it's a big part of our sound to use that. Aldo, the other guitarist, used the tuning two step down.
Yeah, drop C tuning.
Drop C tuning, and me, I'm in open C tuning, weird open C tuning.
Okay. Why
And
an
I think
open...
it's a big part of our sound.
Yeah, I think it is. So take us through that, because there aren't many musicians that do that. I can think of a couple. Devin Townsend uses... Yeah, he uses open C tuning a lot. The Goo Goo Dolls use a variety of open tunings.
90s band.
Yeah, that's right, baby. 90s band. showing my age. I'm actually really old.
Old too.
Yeah. Boom. And then even Rolling Stones used it was a 5-string guitar that they had, I think, tuned to open A or something.
Open G.
Open G.
I'm a big fan of Keith Richards.
Okay, cool. Well, how come you guys tried that? Did you just try it one day and you loved it, or what happened?
At the beginning of the band, we played rock and roll like in Jimi Hendrix style, classic rock. And Aldo had the ideas to use the open tuning. It's not new. The bluesmen in the 30s or 40s use the open tuning, but in hard rock, it's at this time it was not really usual. So we decided to do this, and it's at this moment we have our sound.
Yeah, and then why open C? Is that for the vocals?
Yes, it's good for vocals, of course. Sing when it's E, it's difficult. That's why many guitarists, sometimes tune down half.
Oh yeah.
And C, it's easier, and it's very interesting when you are two guitarists and one is in D and the other is in C, because when one play a chord in 12 bar, for example, no, 12 frets, can play the same chord in open, so that make a stereo effect.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, an octave effect.
Yeah,
or coloring, or different phrasing, chord phrasing.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff. I was actually just listening to, speaking of which, Reload by Metallica.
Yeah.
And on Load and Reload, they did so much of that kind of thing. To really play with the stereo field. One guitar is down an octave, one guitar is up an octave. It's cool stuff.
I have to re-listen it, because I stopped to the Black Album after I don't really listen to Metallica after that.
Yeah, we all love the Black Album. 30th anniversary, by the way, coming up, and or maybe it happened already. I don't remember, but anyway, just a wall of mid-range. That's all that was. Just a wall of mid-range. Good wall of mid-range. Speaking of which, Another couple of tracks you guys wanted to chat about were Back Into the Light and Down in a Hole. Now, Back Into the Light is the title track of the album, so I imagine that's the most important track on the album. Is that correct?
Yeah, not really. Not really. It's an ordinary story of a man. He's really bad. He have bad thoughts, anger with himself, and he needs help. So that's why the song called "Back Into the Light." You want to back into the light, and the band gone through many problems between the last and between the previous and the last album. So we say the good idea to use this song to make the title of the album. But for us, it's not. C'est pas forcément le.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the best track. Like got songs like "Down in the Hole," "White Trash," which are to us more important, but it's still a great track of the album.
Mm-hmm. So he was down in a hole, but now he's out of the hole. He's back into the light. Yeah. Exactly. Is this? We kind of asked this question before, but is this guy in this song, "Back Into the Light," is he a character throughout the entire album?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
It's not a concept record.
No, it's not a concept record. It's a friend of mine.
Oh.
And yes.
A real person.
A real person, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's someone of the band. Maybe.
Whoa. Maybe.
Maybe you don't know.
Je sais pas aussi.
He doesn't know.
Je sais pas aussi. Okay. What else is there to chat about, boys? What else is there to chat about? Tell me about this artwork, actually, because this is, for the record, some stunning artwork. So, I mean, it's simple, but it's stunning. So, simple, but stunning. So, take us through this artwork. Who is this person? Is this just somebody you hired? Where were you at? What's going on?
Aldo is the one that came up with the idea. It's basically a cooling tower, nuclear cooling tower in Belgium, in Charleroi, and he did a montage photo with another girl that he found on the internet, and basically the cooling tower in this sort of green-gray color, and we all loved it. And then the girl is Aldo's daughter, Lucy. So it's a friend of ours. And she took the picture in the studio, and then with Zazu, a great friend of ours, he did another montage cleanup and got it in gray and put it the name, basically.
Cool. And then you guys
it's like a personification. Ça dit ça?
Uh-huh.
It's like a personification of ZOE.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Sometimes people ask why choose this name for a band play rock, loud rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time we want something easy to read on the affiche, on the posters, and ZOE, 3 letters, very easy to read. So we often use the name in the artwork, like in our second album, Dirty Little Sister. It's a girl. It's hybrid, mutant.
A Squidward / woman. So it's a mix between the two on the cover art.
Yeah. No, I thought it was smart. I mean, number one, it is unusual to have a rock band named after a girl's name.
Yeah.
And at least in North America, it's not a common girl's name either. Is it more of a common name in France?
Not really, actually.
It's Greek. I think.
Yeah, I think
it's a Greek name. It's a Greek name.
Okay.
So it means life in Greek.
Oh.
Actually.
Okay.
And it's the first atomic battery. The first atomic battery in the world, called ZOE.
Wow.
Strange.
Yeah, exactly.
We did not know that when we choose this name.
Wow. But, as you said, it's simple. I mean,
Yeah.
Look at the poster on the wall behind there. I mean, you could stand 20 feet away from that thing. Who's playing tonight? Zoe?
Zoe.
Yeah.
Zoe.
Yeah. You know, it's not like you kicked a tree over and it looks like this or something, you know. It's simple. It's great. I dig it.
We like things simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Like even your t-shirt. I'm like struggling.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that?
It's difficult to read, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. See?
Greenhouse. It's a great Australian band, friend of us.
Uh-huh. All right.
Very good.
Well, you call those Australian boys and you say, "Get simple, baby," and you and then you hang up the phone. Cool. So today we chatted about schizophrenia. We chatted about what else? We chatted about a lot of things. Back into the light, down in a hole. The slaughterhouse that was converted over. You guys did the music video for voices in it, where you took us on a tour of the equipment that you use: Marshall amps, Gibson guitars. I saw a Fender in there that looked like it had a different bridge pickup. There was like a hot rail bridge pickup in it. Cool. That's awesome. What else is there in there? Bass. I saw some bass. Is it a Fender P bass?
Yeah, no, it's a jazz bass.
Jazz bass.
Fender Mexican jazz bass.
Yeah.
And rolling to an Ampeg SVT.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Do you use distortion pedal at all?
I use the sort of yellow boss pedal now, but the gain is rolled off pretty much. It's just a kind of a greedy volume thing for the amp.
Push it.
Because it has no distortion, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta push it. Push. Sweet! I dig it! So you got a spicy jazz bass. You got some jalapeno spicy jazz bass going on there. And is it stock, or did you change out the pickups?
Stock. It's funny because when we recorded the album, Olivier, who produced the album, said it sounded more like a P bass. Got loads of attack, but actually it's just a stock jazz bass Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man. I dig it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we talked about schizophrenia, Mexican Fender jazz basses, slaughterhouses. What else did we chat about, boys? We chatted about Belgian nuclear stuff with girls in it. It's cool. We talked about open C tunings. Yeah. How do you string your guitar for an open C tuning? Do you just get regular, like a 13 to 56 or 12 to 54 guitar string, or like what do you do?
Oh, very big. It's 70 and 11. 70, 11. It's very big. Very, very big.
Mm-hmm.
And on drop D, 1060.
Wow.
Yeah.
You boys are not messing around.
No.
No. How do you get are they available in France? Like do you have to buy special strings?
No, it's a GHS string. You know this brand?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's a Zach Wild signature.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wild signature.
Yeah.
It's in drop B, I think.
Drop B?
He's in a lot of drop too. There's a song that he has where he's in drop G, I think. Counterfeit God. So if anybody listening in remembers Black Label Society in the early days, go listen to Counterfeit God, and you're just going to hear a string that doesn't want to play along. It's just, the string's not thick enough. And it's on a Les Paul, so it's a shorter neck, right? So you really got to go thicker, and it's just, you hear this string, just soup. It's just soup. It's great.
It's strange because Billy Gibbons used a very, very thin string. And he said, I saw him in an interview. He said it's better we don't need to have big chord, big string. Sorry,
yeah.
to sound down, to sound low. For him, thin string is better.
Yeah, there are a lot of guys who get huge sounds. Judas Priest, they play with 8 gauge strings. and I think they even tuned down a half step, and that just sounds crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know, because I want to play 11 or 12 gauge strings. But anyway, whatever. All right, everybody out there in podcast land, come down into the comments and tell me what kind of strings you use. You go thin, like Judas Priest? You tickle? Do you tickle your guitar? That's right, I just said Judas Priest tickles. Or are you... Yeah, tickles.
Tickles? What does it mean, tickles?
Tickles. Clément.
Tickles.
Yeah, tickles. Yeah. eight gauge strings you tickle. Or are you a Stevie Ray Vaughan? Stevie Ray Vaughan had 13 gauge strings. Yeah. That's a real man right there. Yeah. That is a homme vraiment. Homme vrai? How do you say real man?
Un vrai mec.
Homme vrai. Mm-hmm. That's right.
C'est un vrai. You can say c'est un vrai. C'est un vrai.
Beautiful. All right, so we chatted about mental illness. We chatted about recuperating things as a band. That's something that showed up in Back Into the Light. Having some issues as a band, but coming together. I guess my next question, or my last question for you boys, and then we'll wrap it up, is when you're having issues as a band, how did you resolve that?
What kind of issues?
I don't know. You said you guys had some kind of issues, or somebody had issues for Back Into the Light? Or did I misunderstand?
A personal thing. Down in Hall, this song, we should talk about it, about this song. Down in the Hall, this song stopped talking about me, actually.
Oh.
I had alcohol problems.
No. Fred,
but now
no.
it's okay. But I have a very deep problem with alcohol. Mm-hmm. So that's one of problems we gone through between the two albums.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Well, and that is a common problem in rock and roll, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it seems cool when you drink, it's cool, it's rock and roll. But no, it's not.
No.
When you have big problems with that, it's not cool, it's not rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and a lot of the more established bands don't even do that because it's a job, right? You got to be able to get up the next day and do the next show.
Exactly.
So.
There's a video with Gojira where he talked about his life being really healthy, doesn't talk too much before the shows, don't drink alcohol before the shows or stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah. If you got a 3-month tour, you got to make it, baby.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, boys. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the Rock and Roll Podcast today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you're very cool.